Well, hello there, it's Rudy. I am currently a coastal and water resource engineer here in Louisiana, and I've been where you are trying to look for internships and full-time positions after graduation, and I know how overwhelming it can be. And sometimes you don't know what kind of career you're looking for or what you want to do for a career. There are so many roles you can fill as an engineer, and sometimes in university you don't get the opportunity to get exposed to those positions or opportunities or even know what an engineer even does on a day-to-day basis. Now I'm in the position where I get to recruit new engineers, and I'm going to give you the inside scoop of what engineer recruiters are looking to hire. So let's just get into it.
I hate interviews so much. I kept on cracking and it feels like I'm on the verge of tears. Like, I don't know what it is. I think I'm getting tired. Like, I'm fine.
As an engineer looking to hire other engineers, we are looking for people that we want to work with, because at the end of the day, if you do get hired, we will be spending like 40 plus hours a week with each other working on projects. So we want you to be a good candidate that we would love to work with. So when you get into an interview, show your real self and be open and honest of what you're looking for in a company. When I was looking at different companies for a full-time position, I wasn't really looking into who was paying me the most. And if that is a value that is important to you, then that should be on top of your list, but it wasn't for me. I wanted a place that had young professionals and had women in management and C-suite positions. And I also had the opportunity to work with women and other people of color. So that was kind of on top of my list. And when you become honest for what you're looking for in a career, or like the people that you're working for, it really speaks volumes. So just be yourself. I know that's so cliche, but it really goes a long way. As a recruiter, we are looking for people that don't act like they know everything, because when you're trying to get an internship or a entry-level engineer position, we do not expect you to know everything, or specifically how work gets done at an engineer company or the methods that go into that. That is something that you're gonna learn on job training. So don't act like you're a know-it-all. Just be open to ask questions during an interview, or if a recruiter is talking about something that you are not knowing of, just be open to ask those questions, because that is a really good characteristic to have as an engineer. And honestly, I still don't know what's going on half the time. So asking those questions from people who are experts or have more experience is always a good place to start when you don't know what's going on. The third thing to know from a recruiter's perspective is that we are not looking for the perfect resume. Having a good GPA of like 3.0, if you have just below that, it's considered bad. I fully support not including a GPA on your resume, because at the end of the day, it's important getting your first job at an internship level or an entry position level. But after that, you get your first full-time job, it really doesn't matter. And what matters is your experience and what projects you've worked on. So don't stress too much of not having the perfect GPA. Also, when it comes to your resume, when you're part of university organizations or having a job during school, really speaks volumes and shows more character than having a perfect GPA. So that's something to keep note of. From a recruiter's perspective, we are meeting so many candidates during the recruiting season, so try to make the effort to be memorable. When those opportunities arises of what your hobbies are and what you did during your summer after you graduated, we are interested in a little fun story or your little quirks if you're open to share it, because it shows your character of who you are and who you'll be as a coworker. Because sometimes we need an escape and just talk about our lives at work, because sometimes work gets overwhelming and you need a mental break. And one time my work group interviewed this girl who spent her summer after she graduated being an au pair in Australia for like a mob family. And I kid you not, my coworkers could not stop talking about her, because she just showed her personality and her story was memorable, and at the end of the day, she got the job. So that's a little something to remember. During the interview process or meeting a recruiter, do not tell us you became an engineer because you like math. I think we all became engineers because we are good at it. So if you say that, I will be internally rolling my eyes in my head. So you can literally say anything when that question arises of, hey, why did you become an engineer? Say that there's always a need for engineers in our society because of changing climate or anything else. Just come up with something. Just come up with a better answer than I became an engineer because I like math. Okay? And now I'm going to share some insider secrets. And honestly, these are things that I didn't know when I was looking for full-time positions. But one of the things is you will get an interview much quicker if you have a relationship with an engineer at a company that you want to work for, rather than meeting someone from HR at a career fair and filling out an application online, because the process of HR kind of takes a little bit longer than if I met an engineer or a potential candidate that I liked and I specifically gave it to a manager. Like things move a little bit faster, babes. And so if you do go to a career fair or recruiting event, make sure you're looking for those engineers. Like HR people will be there, but sometimes you can tell the difference. Like make a little connection with the engineer. And if there's opportunity to go to like a happy hour event or connect with them through LinkedIn, like that's a sweet spot. Like you can like either get their card and email them. Like that is where you kind of start the connections, and they see that like, oh, this candidate is trying. She or he is emailing me, trying to connect with me, maybe grab lunch. Like that's where the connection building comes in. And when I forward your resume to my manager or someone in the company, there's someone that is advocating for you because you are just a good candidate and you see them working at your company. Also, sometimes recruiters or engineers, when they recommend certain candidates and they get hired, they get a little referral bonus, which is always a plus side for us to look for good candidates. And it also reflects on us if we recommend a bad candidate. So we try not to do that, and we try to look for people who will be a good fit. And it's always good to have someone on the inside who is making the moves for you, getting you those interviews. And that is always a plus side of making connections with someone who works for the company that you want to work for. It is currently back to school season, and then it's going to be recruiting season at your university. So get prepared, use your career center at your university, because it is one of the resources that not a lot of college students use, and you should use it for resume reviews, mock interviews. So that's like another advice for me. But happy back to school season. I wish you the best in your classes and, career fair season, which is always a little stressful and a lot going on, because I've been there, I've done that, and I don't want to do it again. So that is the end of this video. You might catch me at a career fair, maybe. So say hi, and if you saw this video, let me know, because that's us creating connections. So I'll catch y'all in the next video, and yeah. See y'all later. Bye.